I welcome you all for the online class of business studies. Today we will be going to continue the communication process as we completed yesterday's class. Communication process, elements of communication. When we talk student, this is that element where we are stepping towards one by one the way to communicate, talk and send our message to another person. That element is known as elements of communication process. The communication process begins when sender thinks of an idea or message to be conveyed to other person. Then the sender encodes the message, that is plans to out the words or the language in which the message must be sent to the other party. After encoding the message, the sender transmit or transfer the message by using different ways and means. After transmission, the message reaches to receiver. The receiver decodes the message to understand the message and gives a response or feedback to the sender. When the feedback reaches back to sender, then only the communication process ends, which means the communication is a circular process which starts with sender and ends with the sender. Okay, so that's why it is a two-way, it is a circular process. Communication process, it starts from the sender send the message, then encode it and through the media make it sent to another person. The receiver will decode the message and will also give feedback to the sender about the information. That is known as communication process, student. And noise is a barrier every time when we are doing communication. We have learned yesterday's class also. Now we will be going to learn one after another the importance of communication. The communication is an important element of directing because of following points. Very first, act as basis of coordination and cooperation. Generally, the organization objectives are set up at planning stage and these objectives have to be communicated to management at all the levels. That is why through communication only the objectives and goals of the organization can be achieved, are made clear to everyone. While setting up the personal targets and objectives of employees, the manager must get the accurate information which reaches manager through communication only. Through communication, the top level management are able to interact with the lower level management and all the employees. This interaction helps in getting the commitment and cooperation and coordination of the people. So these were student first importance of communication, that it act as basis of coordination and communication, cooperation. Generally, the organization, the objectives are set up at planning stage and these objectives have to be communicated. Okay. Now we will be moving to the second importance of communication. Act as basis for decision making. For taking any major decision or solving any problem in the organization, there is a need to get the most accurate information and information most in organization through communication only. Whenever the managers are taking decision, they keep in mind the pros and cons of positive and negative aspect of the communication. The accurate information regarding the positive and negative aspect comes only through communication. Third importance of communication is it increases managerial efficiency. Definitely, student, when we we communicate about the work and we start doing the work according to the instructions, information given to us, then definitely, student, it helps us to it increases the managerial efficiency of the person to do something with a good point. So that is the point, student, increase managerial efficiency. Every individual in the organization is assigned a job or task. He is made responsible for some individual activities. He is granted authority to carry on those responsibilities. This classification of task, responsibility and authority is possible only when the information reaches accurately to the employees. Okay, the employees must know clearly who has to report to whom, what part of total job they are expected to perform and what are their decision making powers. The clarity about these questions comes out only when there is smooth flow of communication. Establish effective leadership. If there is two-way information flow between the superior and subordinate, then there will be definitely positive reaction of employees. Generally, rules are framed by the top manager and it is implemented by the managers. middle level managers to the employees, but these are applied on all the employees in the organization. So it is always advisable to interact clearly with all the levels of employees before framing the rigid rules and regulation. The rules are more effective when they are formed with the interaction of employees. So it makes the things that effective, it must establish effective leadership, because everything has to be communicated to the employees, and when we want to do something with the employees, we must make them also ready to do the same. For them, their idea, their decisions are also needed. So it must be taken with the help of communication. Helps in process of motivation and moral development. Definitely student communication help us to increase the process of motivation, because from time to time we can motivate the person to do their best as they are doing. It is a process of psychological process of developing willingness of any person to do the work. In the motivation process, the superior try to analyze the need of subordinates, and the needs can be recognized only when there is smooth flow of information and exchange of views between the superior and subordinate. With the communication, it becomes more convenient for the superior to offer financial and non-financial incentives. The job satisfaction and the morale of the employees depends on the communication between superior and subordinates. So it helps in the good communication, motivation and moral development of the employees. If the manager wants to have a good relation with the employees, definitely he must motivate the employees to do their best from time to time, and also improve their morale towards the work. Helps in smooth working of an enterprise. Behind the smooth working of every organization, communication plays a very important role, because where the organization talks with the people, communicate with the people and do the work, there the work gets very sooner time completion, plus we will get the cooperation of the employees as well. All interaction in organization depends upon communication. Smooth working of an enterprise is possible only when there is no communication gap. Right from establishing of enterprise till its survival, communication is essential. Through communication, managers give direction to subordinates for smooth functioning of organization. Promotes cooperation and peace. Definitely student communication help us to maintain the cooperation between the people, and also to maintain the peace. Through two-way communication process, managers try to develop mutual understanding between management and the workers. Through smooth flow of communication, subordinates and superior can discuss their problems, grievances and aspirations. Cooperation brings peace in the organizations. Next is forms of organizational communication. When we talk about forms of organizational communication, there are two forms of organizational communication. Very first is formal communication, second is informal communication. When we talk about organizational communication, student, formal communication, when we talk, it is that way of communication which is going through a sequence of channels. Okay, formal communication. Formal communication refers to official communication taking place in the organization whenever there is exchange of views or messages or information related to official matter, such as assignment of task, fixing of responsibility, granting authority, or setting up of targets, objectives, etc. Then it is known as formal communication. Formal communication generally takes place in the written form, such as issue of notice, letter, memo, documents, etc. Verbal or non-verbal other channels are avoided in formal communication, as there is no record or proof of such communication. According to direction of flow, in formal communication can be divided into four types. Very first is the downward communication, student. The flow of information from the top level to or from the superior to lower level or subordinate is known as downward communication. In this communication, the manager passes instruction to his subordinates, and the success of downward communication depends upon communication skill of the managers. The common ways of having downward communication are follows. The very first, upward communication. Superior subordinate plan policies will be going down for notice for meetings, instructions, orders, etc. Objective, now we will be moving to the next, upward communication. When we talk about upward communication, there are various problems of the labors. Okay, there have to be provided. When the subordinate inform or pass any information to superiors, then it is known as upward communication. Any grievances of the subordinates, it is passed by the superior to the managers, it is known as upward communication. This communication flow from subordinates to superiors. Upward communication generally consists of work performance, opinion, grievances or problems of the employees. In the recent year, upward communication is gaining more momentum, as because their subordinates prefer to involve themselves in the decision making, and they have started demanding a better working condition. The upward communication may take place in the following manners. Horizontal communication, where the communication is the horizontal communication is that communication between two or more persons working at the same level of authority. Generally, with different departmental heads discuss the policy of their department with each other. That will be considered as a horizontal communication. Discussion between two managers of same rank is also called a horizontal communication. For example, the marketing manager may discuss from time to time the quality, quantity, packaging of product with the production manager. That is known as horizontal communication. Like here it's an example, purchase manager communicating with the production manager about the exchange of information between the people working at same level in different departments is known as horizontal communication. Okay. Diagonal communication. Diagonal communication is a flow of information between the persons working different departments and holding different levels of authority. There is no fixed path to whom they must talk. For example, the salesman may request the production manager to modify the product design according to the requirement of the customer. The diagonal communication prevents delay in flow of information, as in this communication channel anyone can communicate related to work to the other department and helps in taking fast decisions, as subordinates of one department can directly communicate with the managers of other departments. Advantages of formal communication, when we see, these are the advantages of formal communication. The formal communication is very systematic and ensure orderly flow of information. The source of information can easily be located. In formal communication, it is easy to fix the responsibility of different employees, as there is proof for the formation. So these are the advantages of formal communication, student. I hope you have understood. Through formal communication, it is easy to exercise control over the work performance of different employees. Advantages, when we see, the information is delayed as generally when such scalar chain is followed by passing of information. In formal communication, the information is conveyed or passed in impersonal manner. The information may not be transmitted accurately to avoid the unfavorable effect of communication. So these are the disadvantages, student. The information is delayed as generally scalar chain is followed by passing of information. In formal communication, the information is conveyed or passed in impersonal manner because there is no personal communication between the people. All the work related topics are discussed. In the formal, information may not be transmitted accurately to avoid the unfavorable effect of communication. The common method networks of formal communication are as follows. Very first, wheel pattern. When we talk wheel pattern, you can see in the figure, it is the most centralized way of communication. Under wheel pattern, all the information flow from one person only, who is generally the boss, leader of the group. The other member have no communication with each other. They will have to communicate everything with the boss. Wheel chain pattern. Under the chain pattern, each person gets the information from one person to, that is their immediate boss, and passes the information to one person who is their immediate subordinate. So every member is attached to one person. That is chain pattern. A will communicate with B, B will communicate with C, C will communicate with D. Likewise, the information is passing is known as chain pattern. Circle pattern. When we talk about circle pattern, it's totally different from wheel pattern. Circle and wheel are not equal. In the circle pattern, each person communicate with two more person in the group with whom he is having trust relationship. The person may receive or give information to two more persons in the organization. In this type of organization, every member participates equally in the flow of information. That is why this is also more decentralized one, circle pattern, because everyone is getting an opportunity to participate. Next is all source channel pattern. Under all source channel pattern, student, there is no fixed pattern of communication. All the members in the organization are linked to each other, and information can flow from anywhere in the organization. It is more decentralized organization. Inverted V. In this network, a subordinate is allowed to communicate with his immediate superior and also with the superior. That's why it is said inverted V. Like the figure, you can say A and B can communicate with one and A and B also can communicate with 2 is the immediate boss of 1. So this way the communication is done is known as inverted V. All source you can see there, any person can communicate with any of the person. Under all channel pattern there is no fixed pattern of communication. All the members in the organization are free to communicate with the people to whom they want to communicate related to the work. So for today's class student, this much only about the communication and the types of formal communication and informal communication we will come to learn in the next class. Thank you for today's class. Have a nice day.